Hey everybody, I'm Tori.
I'm Courtney, and we're your bitch pack friends.
Today we're going to recap one of our favorite TV shows, Only Murders in the Building. Courtney just finished watching it. 3 seasons out and a fourth season premiering on August 27th. I'm going to take full credit on recommending this show to Courtney multiple times before she finally watched it.
You do get the credit. Also, didn't know season 4 was coming out already August, so I don't have to wait long.
Yeah. No, you timed it perfectly. You get a nice summer break and then back at it in August.
Kids are in school. I know what I'll be doing.
Well, I watched it in real time, so like I think it debuted. I think it was like one of those COVID phenomenons. Like it came out like spring or summer of 2020, maybe fall. I don't
Perfect
know.
timing for them.
2020, when everyone's trapped at home with nothing to do besides watch TV.
Are there
And
any shows that didn't do well that year?
I don't know, probably.
There's nothing else to do.
There are a lot of movies that didn't really get the credit. Like, I don't know. Promising Young Woman is my go-to example for a movie, a COVID movie that should have been great, but nobody saw because nobody went to the theater.
Heard of it.
All right. I'm adding it to the list.
Okay.
But so I think COVID was harder on movies than TV. TV, it's like, I got lots of time and I'm at home and nothing to do. I guess I'll give it a shot.
Well, movies make sense because nobody could go to the theater. But TV, we're all at home, have nothing to do but watch Netflix.
Yeah. So
or Hulu.
Hulu. Yeah. I was reading that Only Murders is the biggest Hulu comedy ever.
Really?
I couldn't think of something to compare it to, but
I don't know what else there is, to be honest. What is their like top show, like in all categories? Do you know?
Hulu's top show in all categories. Yeah.
Pop quiz.
I don't know. I feel like Hulu is like not as good as some. Like I'm always like, is Hulu going to go under?
Yeah. Well, they're not as good as like Netflix.
Oh, they have The Bear. Have you seen that? It's the cooking show.
That's a show?
I don't think The Bear is as good as big as Only Murders.
No, why did I picture Leonardo DiCaprio when you said The Bear?
It's that guy, Jeremy Allen White. Have you seen? He was like in the news a couple months ago because he had like a really sexy picture on a billboard in New York.
How'd I miss that?
I don't know. I'll send it to you. It's really. But I think The Bear might be the biggest Hulu TV show. It's like about a restaurant. It's high drama. I like it.
Okay.
But it's not as good as Only Murders in the Building. You compared it to last time we talked. You said you might like Only Murders better than Dairy Girls, and that's mine. Yeah. Those are like my top two.
Well, those are like the two I would say main shows you've recommended for me, and I loved them both. Dairy Girls. It's just perfect the way it is, but something about Only Murders I liked more.
Yeah. What do you think what do you think draws you in about it?
I think it's like this style of comedy.
Yeah.
It's like how would you explain the comedy in Only Murders?
I think a lot of the comedy in Only Murders comes from like the mixing of like the old and new styles. So like Martin Short and Steve Martin are kind of doing their thing and they have good chemistry. They've worked together for decades and they kind of have this like classic comedy vibe. And then Selena Gomez is like representing like the deadpan, ironic, kind of sarcastic side of comedy that I feel like is more popular now. And so they're both like pretty funny on their own. And then they come together and like clash with each other. And I think that works really well.
Yeah. And it's like the jokes, like I find myself laughing and it's like, it's not that funny, but it's almost like the way they deliver it. I don't know.
Yeah. I definitely think this is a show where it's about like sometimes shows are about the writing. They just have really good writing. And then sometimes they take okay writing and have amazing performances. And I think this is a performance show. Like the way the way they deliver the lines is hilarious.
And the jokes are like always unexpected. It's like just thrown into random spots.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. One of my favorite jokes, one of my absolute favorite jokes on the show, it's in season one when they're like looking for Mabel. The two guys are hanging out and they're like, "We need Mabel," and Steve Martin is like, "I'll call her," and Martin Short is like, "Do not call her." They hate that.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah. And I was
I
like,
know when
that's
a
true. Millennials hate being called unexpectedly.
yeah, I would say the very first joke that like really drew me in is Martin Short says something about millennials. Like he roasts us in one sentence. I can't remember what it was he said. I remember I sent it to you, whatever it was, the line.
I
I
don't
can't remember
remember.
what it was, but he's like, millennials are fucking something.
Yeah. And yeah, they're such great, I don't know, just making fun of the different generations. And then when in season two, I think it is, when Lucy comes in and she's like a Gen Z kid. And then
So here's
Selena,
another layer.
then Selena Gomez is like, I don't know what to do with this. Like,
Yeah. She's like, this is even out of my league.
she's like, I don't know how to communicate with this girl.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Gen Z, there's another little saying that I have no idea what it means. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. I've even heard like my 8-year-old and my 6-year-old say it. And so I asked them what it was about, and I think they were wrong because it made no
Okay.
sense. It's skibbity toilet.
No.
I feel stupid even saying it. Skibbity toilet.
Um, okay. Well, I just Googled it. It seems to be a real thing. Um, it sounds fake. Um, I'm worried about what's coming up on the Google search. It's a man whose head is in the toilet.
Oh my God, they were right. I was like, I asked him, I said, what is skibbity toilet? And Kellen, my 6-year-old, he was like, his head pops out of the toilet. I'm like, no, I doubt that's what it means.
Um,
I keep seeing it all over like reels and stuff.
uh, I don't know. I'm afraid of it. I don't want to. I'm worried what this is going to do to my search history.
Your algorithm is fucked.
Um, yeah, I don't. I'm not. I can't keep up with the Gen Z thing, but I'm happy that we got good jokes for Only Murders.
Yeah.
All right, so you just finished it, so it's fresh on your mind. I've been rewatching it, so I'm like in the middle of season two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which season do you think is your favorite?
Season 3, for sure.
Season three? How
But
come?
I'm like, I like musicals.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was like, it's like murder, comedy, and musicals. What more could I ask for?
yeah. I can't remember. Okay, this is spoiler alert. Who's the murderer in season three? I can't remember.
Um, so I can't remember his name. Donna's boy. You know, they
Oh,
keep calling him boy.
Dickie?
What's his name?
Dickie?
Dickie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's him.
Ooh, all right. Did you like having Meryl Streep in the cast?
Loved her.
Yeah.
Meryl can do
Um,
no wrong.
yeah, I mean, hey, I'll say it. She's a good actress.
Mm-hmm. She's a great actress.
I'll go out on a
And
limb
she
and
can
say,
sing.
oh yeah, you know, I forgot. I watched that. So I basically watched this whole series with my parents, because I was with them for most of COVID. And in season three, when Meryl Streep comes out, my dad's like, wow, Meryl Streep can sing. And I was like, Dad, I know I've watched Mamma Mia in your house at least 6 times. Like,
He doesn't remember? Did he think it wasn't her singing, maybe?
maybe. But I was like,
Yeah.
there's nothing she can't do. But yeah, this
That's my favorite Meryl is Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, that's a
Mm-hmm.
good choice. Yeah. Um, did you hear they might be making a third Mamma Mia?
Really?
Yeah.
I'll watch.
I don't know. I need to.
Is it the same people?
I need to fact check. But yeah, I think Amanda Seyfried and Meryl Streep were both like, yeah, I'll come back for a third one. And then the one
Hell
that
yeah.
played, I think her name's Julie Walters, the one that plays like the best friend.
With the Bob.
Yeah, the shorter lady. She's officially retired, but she said she'd come out of retirement for Mamma Mia 3.
Bless her. How can you not? It's
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
Uh, So one thing I thought was interesting as I was doing some research for um, Only Murders is that Tina Fey's in Only Murders. She plays Cinda Canning, and one of the like gimmicks of the show is that she has all these assistants that look just like her
Hmm.
and like have similar names and stuff. And one of her assistants is actually Steve Martin's real wife, and she actually does look a lot like Tina Fey. Like she has the brown hair and brown hair and glasses, and so there's a dead ringer.
Same.
Um, and I guess I was reading that it's been like a joke throughout their careers that he just married like the knockoff Tina Fey.
That's awesome. So they finally had their chance to like put it on screen.
Yeah. And she even there was like an award show where she's like they're giving him an achievement award or something, and she's like, Steve Martin has been so supportive of me through so many roles and so much work, and he even married like the younger, skinnier, prettier version of me just to show me how much
He loves me.
how much he supports me.
That's awesome. I like that.
But yeah, they have a very sweet relationship. I think they've been in a lot of movies together, and even like I think I told you this, but so we saw Amy Poehler and Tina Fey at the Restless Leg tour. We went to
We
Cleveland,
did.
Midwest,
Hey,
and then I had a friend who went to the New York show, and he said that Steve Martin like came to the show and like supported Tina, and I was like, that is so
did he go out on
adorable.
stage or was he just there?
No, he was just there.
All
Like,
right.
yeah,
That's even cuter.
yeah. He bought a ticket and
Oh,
sat with all the plebes, and
yeah. The peasants.
yeah.
I love it.
Uh, but yeah, I
Well,
like that they
like
support each other.
I can't see anybody not getting along with Steve Martin. Tina maybe because she says what she thinks, but like we would get along with them both, so
So
it
good.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
I love seeing interviews of the Steve and Martin uh and Selena Gomez together, and just like the weird chemistry that they have of
Hmm.
of like I feel like they have a very good like appreciation for them and for each other. And
Hmm.
you know, the guys like, you know, they think Selena is really smart and talented, and I've heard Selena say like, you know, she's like, they're just gentlemen. Like they're very funny
Oh.
and kind and considerate. And she's like, don't get me wrong, they're like dirty old perverts, but they're the nicest men.
So basically, nobody's acting in Only Murders. That's who they
Yeah.
are. I
Yeah.
also saw, I haven't seen any interviews, but I saw a post she put, it must have been Instagram, and she says that they're like truly her best friends. And I'm like, that, I can see that.
Oh.
I can see how that could happen.
Yeah. I love Selena. I feel like she's very much over she can be a little bit of a diva sometimes it seems, but she's also like very no bullshit, and she's like
Hmm.
um yeah, so she just has no tolerance for nonsense anymore. I think Justin
Yeah. Well,
Bieber beat it out of her.
it's like Hollywood, like fame. I can see why she's over it.
Yeah. Um, what do you think about her boyfriend, Benny
I like
Blanco?
him. I didn't
Yeah.
know who he was before, but just watching him in like interviews, um, he seems like a good boyfriend. What more could we ask for?
True that. Yeah, he seems like he really values her, which I appreciate. He's not
Yeah.
just like, I don't know, he's not treating her like any of Taylor Swift's boyfriends treated her.
Yes.
Of like,
Yes.
hey, don't forget, I'm also famous.
Yeah. Justin who?
Yeah.
Well, and I think we sent each other the interview where he's talking about her birthday. He like rents
Yeah.
out a movie theater and he gets her Taco Bell and all her favorite foods. I'm like, we really are that simple. Like,
Yeah.
just get us all our favorite foods and we're happy.
Yeah. You know, that's funny that you say that, because I watched part of that Howard Stern interview where he was talking about that. And Howard Stern is like, dude, like, why would you do all that? You're making all the other guys look bad. He's like, you're like a king. Like, you're like the best boyfriend ever. And I was like, I mean, this is really thoughtful, but it's not like, I mean,
It's not that hard.
he's super rich and he rented out a movie theater and made some food. Like,
Yeah. Well, and it's like the effort he put into it. And it's like, yeah, he just paid a bunch of people to do it all for him, I'm sure. but it's like he put thought into it, and
Yeah, it was very
that's all.
thoughtful.
Even if he had all of her favorite foods wrong, at least he tried.
Yeah. And it sounds like he nailed it. So he's like, she loves fried
Yeah,
pickle. Like,
got her
he,
Taco Bell.
yeah. Yeah. I love how Howard Stern is like, well, dude, you got her freaking Taco Bell? Are you a saint?
And she was probably on top of the world.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, it's not, I don't know. And he was like, she's so easy. She's so easy. That's all she wants is Taco
We
Bell and
all
Flamin'
are.
Hot Cheetos. And
Yeah.
yeah, Howard Stern is like,
And to
wow,
watch a
dude,
movie.
you went above and beyond. And it's like, yeah, like he did an appropriate level of effort, I think. It seems like it was
Yes.
challenging. He put some thought into it. But I mean, you don't need to give him a parade because he got her a birthday present. Like,
Right. He really didn't do that much.
it's like it was appropriate level of boyfriend investment.
It makes you wonder, like, what does Howard Stern do for birthdays? A card?
I mean, yeah, probably not much. He probably has his secretary write a card for his lady.
Stamp it.
I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, all that to say, I like Benny Blanco. I do feel I feel like he always is like qualifying like that he's not good looking enough for her, and it's like, dude, get over it. Like he's always like, I'm
like
looking he always is like,
brings it
yeah.
up.
He's like, every morning I look in the mirror and I'm like, how did you get Selena Gomez?
Like, he's not ugly.
Yeah. And I mean, like we talked about before, like, I bet he's like way more handsome than your average man on the street anyway. But just because he's like on TV all the time, people are like judging him more harshly.
Because he doesn't look like a supermodel.
Yeah. But I like him. I hope they get married. And he did. I mean, he seems like, I saw Selena like commented on that interview and she's like, he has no filter. If you ask him a question, he'll answer it. Like, so he's
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, we're going to get married. Like,
does he say that?
Yeah. He's like, I want to have kids as soon as possible. He's like, that's the next step.
Go for it.
Yeah. And I also read that Selena was planning on adopting some kids when she turned 35 if she hadn't met anybody, and he just like swooped in right in time. And he's like, not on my watch.
She's almost there. What is she? She's probably 32, 33?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
I don't know. She's a little
Somewhere
younger
in there.
than us. She's probably 33. Yeah.
That's weird.
But yeah, no, I'm happy for her because she went through the ringer with some bad boyfriends.
Some dorks.
Yeah. And I wonder how she's taken the Justin Bieber baby news. I bet she's a little sad.
I bet she's so sick of just like being grouped together with him though. She wants like out of that narrative.
Yeah.
I'm sure. It's gotta be annoying as hell.
I bet she's a little sad on the inside. But yeah.
Maybe.
You don't think so? You're like, wow, dodged a bullet. Glad I'm not having that baby.
Yeah. I think she's probably more in that category.
Yeah. Well, good for her. I'm glad that she's not with him. And
Same.
Every time I see Justin Bieber wearing like hot pink shorts and slides and a beanie to like a fancy event, I'm just like, why?
What is going on? I used to like him. I think Hollywood did him dirty. He was so young when he started. I just think he was like used and abused in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, you're probably right.
When you see videos where it's like grown women hitting on him on camera, like joking, but like what? You can't do that. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, they can and they do.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and he was like going to those parties at Diddy's house with Usher, and I'm sure bad stuff happened.
Who knows what happened there?
I'm sure bad stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me. I read this. I know you don't want Stranger Things, but one of the kids from Stranger Things, he said that when he was like 13 and Stranger Things came out, he would get hit on all the time by middle-aged women. And
13.
Yeah. And he's like they'd be like, I'm just joking, and then they'd be like, I know it's illegal, but I don't care. And then he's like, it's not funny, like it's perverted.
That's disturbing.
and everybody, and he's like, nobody spoke up for me because I was a boy, and like boys are supposed to be okay with that. And And he's like,
Why?
I wasn't okay with
That's an entire child.
yeah.
13.
So yeah. Yeah, no, you make a good point. I'm sure Justin has been through some stuff, but man, he sure seems like an asshole now.
He does. Seems like a dick.
Maybe having a baby will help him straighten things out. Yeah.
Soften him a bit.
Yeah.
Guess we'll see.
Well, Justin probably isn't going to be on Only Murders in the Building season 4, but I just want to read you some of the cast members that have already
This
been
completely stacked cast.
already announced for season 4 of Only Murders. So Molly Shannon, Queen of My Heart,
Superstar.
Eva Longoria, Eugene Levy, Kumail Nanjiani, Zach Galifianakis, Melissa McCarthy. I mean,
I can't wait. Oh my God, Melissa. Are you kidding me? Season 2 was good too. I mean, we had Meryl and what's his face?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. I know his name. I just couldn't think of it.
I'm in season 2. That's the one with Cara. I don't know how you pronounce
Delevingne.
it. Delevingne. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a guess, by the way.
And she, she was a big name, I think, at the time, and now they're just like Meryl Streep, Eugene Levy, like Molly Shannon. So now she's old news.
Like, is it Cara or Kara? I think it's Cara, right?
I think it's Cara.
Okay. I couldn't look at her as the character. I only saw Cara.
Yeah.
Like the model.
Do you have any... I only know her in the context of being Taylor Swift's friend. I don't have...
Yeah, I only know her from, like their social lives. I don't know her from what she does.
Did you see she was in a play in London over the weekend and Taylor went to it?
I had no idea.
Yeah, there's some photos of them walking out of the theater together after the show.
That's cool.
So they're still friends. So Taylor still has like half of her Bad Blood cast.
Yes. Her 1989 group of model friends.
Cara's like, I've been there since 1989, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, so I assume she and Selena are actually really friends too, if they're both friends with Taylor. Yep. They probably do like knitting parties or whatever.
That's what I thought when I saw Cara on the show. I was like, Selena set that up for sure.
She's like, which of my friends do I want to make out with?
Yeah. Who do I want to be a lesbian with?
Well, good choice.
She's like, Taylor's busy. How about Cara?
Yeah. Taylor's probably like, I'd do it, Selena, if I wasn't on a world tour.
Yeah. If I wasn't taking over the world, I would be there.
That's a friend. That's a good friend.
That is a good friend.
Yeah, so I'm on season 2, which I think season 2 is as far as like the secret. I mean, this show is not about the plot to me. It's about the jokes. No. But as far as plot goes, I actually think season 2 is like the best. Like, who's the killer? And then you find out who the killer is, you know?
Okay, so I just watched all of this. I have no idea who the season 2 killer was. I can't remember. I remember it was Bunny who was murdered.
Okay, spoiler alert, everyone. It's Poppy, the Cinda's assistant.
How did she kill her? I can't even remember.
I don't remember.
I barely even remember it being Poppy. Why did Poppy kill her? For the painting?
I think she was jealous of Cinda for something, and she wanted to like take over.
Then why did Bunny die?
I don't remember.
I'll just have to watch the last episode.
I'll let you know in a couple. But that was also the weird one where there's like a party at the end, and then they're like, "You're the killer." Like they accuse Car, and then it's like somebody else, and then they're like, "No, you're the killer." And then,
okay. I kind of remember. And then they bring Cinda and Poppy in, and they're like kind of reenacting everything. Yeah. They pretend Steve Martin has been stabbed by Cara.
Yeah.
She's pretending to be the killer again.
Yeah. I gotta rewatch it. I remember that being confusing. I also think I might have had a beer before I watched that show. And
it was a lot. It was a lot sober. Like, so
I was like, I don't know what's happening. Why is everyone getting stabbed?
Right. Who doesn't die in season 2?
Also, I feel like in this show, there's a lot of like non-fatal wounds. Like Jan stabs herself, and I'm like, I would never I would never be able to stab myself. I wouldn't have the stomach for it. And 2,
You're not a killer.
I don't have enough like knowledge to give myself a non-fatal wound, you know?
Right.
Like,
I need to stab myself but not die.
right in the kidneys.
Yeah, shit. 911.
Oh no. Abort the plan.
Abort. Leave the knife in.
Take me to the ER, please. Uh,
I've stabbed myself in the wrong spot. Oh, so I have to bring up. Did I talk about it last time? What one of my favorite parts of this show is?
no.
You probably know.
Your man crush?
Nope, not
Oh,
that.
okay.
Gut milk.
Oh.
You know I love gut milk. It's just there
It's just there, yeah.
in prominence.
I wonder if you can buy, you know how they make like gimmicky products that you can buy?
Yeah.
I wonder if you can buy it
Oh
somewhere.
my God. I'd buy cases.
Well, it's on Etsy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe you can just get labels.
Yeah, I think gut milk is the funniest thing. And it's never, like, to your point, it's never really come up as like a plot device, but it is a joke
Yes.
that they keep coming back to.
It's like always in the background. Or like if they're sitting at a table having a conversation, it's there on the table. They're all drinking gut milk. It's just there.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
I like beginning of season 1, I texted you and I was like, does gut milk ever become relevant? Don't tell me. And I just waited all 3 seasons for gut milk to have its like time in the spotlight, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I couldn't remember, so I couldn't have told you even if I wanted
Yeah.
to. There
I
is
was
a
like,
point.
something's going on with gut milk. No, it's just there.
There is a point at the end of season 1 where I think it's when Steve Martin gets poisoned at the end by Jan, and they're like, give him some gut milk to like dilute it or whatever.
So close.
But yeah.
Yes. And I love that, like, it looks like originally when they get it, it looks like it would be like a protein drink or like something that's supposed to be healthy. And then they're looking at it and it's got like 4% alcohol. So it's like, no, it's alcoholic milk.
Yeah, which sounds absolutely disgusting.
Awful. I can't think of anything worse.
They're always drinking it at room temperature.
I'm like, is it rum shata? Because that's the closest thing to alcohol milk we have, I feel like.
Yeah, it probably is something like that, like Irish cream.
And they're just sipping it all the time.
I wonder, yeah, I would love to get the nutritional facts.
We need a label.
All right, my other fun fact I learned about this show is that it's Steve Martin's first TV show that he's been a regular on, and he said that at the end of the show he's retiring from acting. So, yeah.
How dare him?
I know. So I hope they keep every year. I want them to be like, we're gonna do one more season.
Yeah. Until we're done with you, Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Well, he gets 2 in 1. He also gets to be Brazos. 2 shows in 1.
2 shows. One in season 2 is when they try to revive Brazos, and he has to be like Uncle Brazos, which is so funny.
He's in the wheelchair.
They're always facing so much.
And he's
so much. It's just so like embarrassing for him.
Yes. And he like tries to talk like he's some big deal actor, and then they just keep beating him down. So what was it? He was in a wheelchair and he was blind or something? Oh, he had dementia.
Oh. That reminds me, one of my favorite gags on this whole show is him having Jane Lynch as his body double.
Yes. Oh my God.
It's brilliant. And she does such a good job, and she looks just like him and moves just like him.
Yes.
And then she's
whose idea was that?
I don't know. Give them a raise.
Yes. That was genius.
And I love how she's like stealing his girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah. So good.
And he's like, I left another one alone.
Yes, that is. And that's just like the perfect way to explain Only Murders comedy is Steve Martin's body double is a woman.
Yeah, I love it.
So good.
I feel like I had one other thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, you know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find out any more facts about Meryl Streep and Martin Short possibly having a romance off screen?
No, because I'm so jealous.
You're like, Marty is mine.
It's my man.
So far, what I did find is that Meryl released a statement. So they've gone out on several one-on-one dinners and activities together.
Sounds like
And
dates.
Meryl said they are just very, very good friends, which, you know,
Fuck
is
buddies.
I was going to say a great basis for a relationship.
Two kinds of people.
Uh, but but either way, I feel like there could be
Time
something
will
more
tell.
going on, or maybe at least they tried. Because she was like, the drama with her was that it came out a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, or maybe a little longer, but she's been married for like 30 years or something, 40 years maybe, and it came out that she and her husband had been separated for the last 6 years.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
like, that's an announcement that you keep it a secret unless one of you wants to move on with somebody else, right?
You have a point. You have a point.
So
Or else why bother?
yeah. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I hope maybe it's early stages still, so they don't want to ruin it. But
Yeah. I hope
um,
they fall madly in love.
yeah, me too. I want that for them.
Yep, same.
Um, but yeah, well, I'm pleased that you finished Only Murders. I can't wait for
Can't
August
wait for
20.
season 4.
Cannot wait for August 27th.
I'll put it in my
Um,
calendar.
anything else we should say before we sign off?
I can't think of anything.
All right,
I
everybody,
feel
wear
like I
your
had something Taylor related, but it's gone.
um.
Not much has happened.
She's had a quiet. Well, did you see that she keeps speaking in foreign languages on tour?
Yeah, hot.
She gave like I guess there was like a security incident, and she was back in France this past weekend, and there was a security
Mm-hmm.
incident, and she yelled at some security guards in French.
Woo! Girly. I did see
uh,
it started raining. She was like, Pluie, rain.
uh,
I'm
she's
like,
been
now
doing
I know how to say rain in French.
she's been doing Duolingo.
Yeah, I need to download that app.
All right. Well, this has been great. We're your bitch pack friends, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.